All right, so I am here with producer, audio engineer, and vocalist from Newtown High School. Yes, the one and only, the GOAT. Now, first, before we continue, I would like to ask you, what is your stage name and what does it mean to you and how did you come up with it? My stage name is actually Rasiir. Like, I came up with that name after like when I first started rapping, because I had like this really crappy and disgusting like rap name, and I hate it. Like, there's people that I know that actually like the name a lot, but I actually hate it with a passion, so like I'm never bringing it back. So then after I changed it to like Rasiir, because I needed a new name, and Rasiir basically came from like Nasir's name, Nas's first name, and I just replaced the N with a R and then added an extra I, and Rasiir came, and like it's perfect because like as far as a rapper, like I can still use that name for all of that stuff, and as a producer, it's like if you search up Rasiir, literally I'm the only thing that comes up, and that's on YouTube, Google, even SoundCloud, even. So that's pretty much everything that like an artist would need as far as their name. Like, there's no copycats, so that's perfect. It's literally everything perfect. My next question is, when did you start making music and how exactly did you get into it, and what is your connection to music as a whole? Like, did you have any family members that made music at any point? Did you have any like connection to music when you were younger? You know, did you play any instruments? I actually started making music like probably my sophomore year. Like, I started making music because I wanted to start rapping, and I wanted to basically just, you know, become a vocalist and start, you know, making my own music, because I was inspired by people that were already doing it while I was in high school, like around that time. So while I was in sophomore year, watching people like Amir Hassan and probably like J.robb also, and a couple other people, Sky DeRuse, and all these other people that like used to go here that graduated, they used to like make music, and I was actually in a music group with them, so it kind of pushed me. But so yeah, I've been making music probably for like 3 years now, but I've only been producing and making beats like for like 1 year, considering the fact that I like, you know, just was like, one day I literally just heard this really crazy song by one of the artists I listened to and was like, I want to do this. So I just went home and opened up FL Studio and just started playing with it. And then a year later, like, I'm having my first show. Like, my first show was in Philly. You know, that was actually last Thursday, and actually last night I actually had my second show in Brooklyn at the Come On Everybody with Diamond Girl from NightSwimRadio. Shout out to him. He's the guy who set pretty much everything up for me in my first shows, and we actually have another show tonight, like after, so that's gonna be dope. But yeah, that's basically when I started making music and all that. Who exactly inspired you to make music, you know, rather than not just artists, but like pretty much anybody in your life who has inspired you? And if it's just artists, like, let me know who they are. People that inspire me, like, I will have to say, like, that's kind of a loose question to me, because like of course I have people like artists that inspire me, but as far as like, you know, people directly, I don't, because like anybody who basically like just, you know, goes for their like dreams or their passion, regardless of like the opposition or anything, that kind of is like the one thing that inspires me the most. And any person that kind of just goes that extra mile regardless of what anybody says, I'm inspired by. But people directly and artists directly, I'll definitely say Tek.lun. He's a producer from Baltimore who had moved to LA. He's actually kind of big now. I'll say Kendrick Lamar definitely inspired me. He was the person that kind of started me to start rapping. And last two, I'll say like this guy from Columbus who now lives in Brooklyn. His name is Kale. He's another producer who's like really good. He's the person I actually heard that like sparked me to go home that one day and was like, and open up FL Studio and start making beats. So shout out to him. And like the very last person is probably J.robb. Yes, I actually heard of him. I was actually at his show recently. I plan on going to like his next one at the Black Flamingo, and I'm pretty sure he's gonna be at like the Tek.lun show that's coming up. Also, it's like the day after, so maybe I'll see you there. You know, I'll probably, you know, chill, hang out with you, and probably the people at NightSwimRadio. Nice, definitely. He's actually the reason why like I made beats, like, cause when I was in a music group with him probably like a year ago, I was just watching, well, not a year, but like 2 years ago, I used to just watch him, like him and Jam just make beats like at Jam's house, and you know, I just be like, what's that, you know. It kind of just, I got more interested into it, and then I finally started doing it myself. So shout out to J.robb, he's the great, you know, he's dope. Now, my final question is, what is your main goal as an artist and just somebody who like just makes music? Like, what is your main goal? Like, what do you want to do with your music? Like, what do you want? Well, where do you see yourself in 20 years with your music, and what do you want to do with it? I'll say my main goal as an artist is probably just to, you know, just give people a good time with my music. I mean, as a producer, I kind of just want to be able to like make good music and just make people like feel good, and just be able to just, you know, just have something to listen to and just, you know, chill. And I mean, as far as a vocalist and a rapper, I really don't know, because like I kind of took this whole year as a producer to kind of just, you know, grind and just get good, you know, and my talent is finally getting recognized. So I don't really know what I want as a rapper, because I kind of just put that skill and kind of hung it up on a curtain, you know, because I mean, a lot of people keep asking me I should rap and continue to rap, but I don't really know. Like, my goal really as an artist overall is just to give people a good experience with my music and just keep going, you know, because like I feel like if you're in it for just yourself and just the money and just like, you know, like literally just like in it just to be in it and get something out of it rather than giving back to people, then you're in it for the wrong reason, and eventually you'll end up unhappy. And that's the one reason why I do music. It's because it makes me happy, because people who do stuff just for the money are miserable. Like, there's so many rich people out there that actually, you know, make so much money but are just unhappy because the thing they do in life or the job they work is so terrible, and they just hate it, but they wanted to do something else, but society or their parents or just literally everyone around them kept telling them to stop. This is what you're supposed to do, when it's really not. Like, my biggest advice for all people that are like pursuing something that's, you know, unorthodox, keep going regardless if you have that support or not, because at the end of the day, it's your life. And nobody's gonna, you know, nobody can tell you what to do or how to do it. You feel me? You have to find that out yourself, and that's a part of you being you, rather than your parents, you know, seeing them, like your parents seeing you as a mirror to themselves, and that's not the case. Like, you're your own person, because the moment that your parents try to mirror themselves to you or you to them is when they'll lose complete sight of who you are and not know who their child is ever. So like, that's the one thing that I'm grateful for my parents for. They always see that I'm my own person, and that I always do like things a particular way rather than the way they do. And I'm always grateful for their support, and I'll always be grateful to have like amazing parents and amazing people around me that keep pushing me to do this rather than just be like everybody else, you know. So just do what you want to do, and yeah, do what you want to do, be you, no matter what anybody says. All right, now this has been Rasiir, aka Rashaad Griffin. I had a pleasure interviewing you, and yeah, man, thanks for having me. Thank you so much. Thank you. I wish you so much success in music and your passion as a whole, and yeah, so thank you for watching.